Hi, this is Pink Lily's Convo, and I'm posting this, my first conversation about being a parent. I actually have one child. She is an adult child as far as age goes. She's 21. And as parents, sometimes we recognize some of the things that we should have done better. And just to get your child on the right track. And you have to know who your child is and what their propensity towards wanting to actually move forward with their goals. I'm at home. It's the day before Martin Luther King birthday, and I'm doing some self-reflection. And my child is not a bad child. I'm praying for her daily. She's a way wandering child. She is in technically her fourth year of college, but not really, because she has stopped and decided to work. But as you know, working at the jobs these days doesn't allow them to basically afford all the things that I know she's going to need. And I'm saying all this because I am an older parent, and I don't have a tight-knit family, and I know that if I were to pass away, I don't think she is able to sustain herself. Well, I know she's not, because she couldn't pay rent, and she has a car note now, as well as insurance. And this should be the year she's graduating. So I'm trying not to blame anyone, but I do blame myself. And here's why. I did make sacrifices, several of them, and then some. She's been able to travel because I travel, which is why I do the travel blog and the traveling and trading, which is at Graceful Trade Journeys on YouTube. I just started that page probably 6 months ago. I figured that's where my niche is, so I wanted to do that page. Pink Lily's Convo is really just to get things off my chest. I really wanted to talk about different shows, but tonight I figured I really just needed to start off with, I made a huge mistake with my child, and the biggest mistake that I see that I've made is purchasing a vehicle. Not only did I purchase a vehicle, really it was for both of us to drive at the time, because she was in high school. It was a 2020 Kia. It was brand new at the time. The interest rates was very low, so I was making payments on it, very reasonable payments. And not within a month in high school, she had an accident just like any other high schooler. And I didn't get upset about it, and I did continue to let her drive. Well, her first year of college, she didn't take the car to school because I didn't believe she should have it on campus. But the second year, I did allow her to take the car with her, and that's where I went wrong. One, I say that because when a child doesn't do anything to deserve a car, they're not helping you pay for the car, And you have to know if your child is responsible enough to handle a car. And I say all that to say she wasn't responsible enough to handle a car. And because they didn't have enough housing, I felt like she should have a car. But she could have walked back and forth to campus because really it wasn't that far. Her apartment wasn't that far. And so my reasoning for leaving a car there, I shouldn't have done it. One, it didn't teach her any responsibility of getting up, getting to class, and she just allowed someone to just drive my car and just wreck it. So after that, she decided that she wasn't going to be in school the next semester. She was going to go to work and do a particular class in the medical field. So I was like, okay, if you do that, you're in school part-time. But she wasn't at all. She was just working and just working a couple jobs. So still wasn't enough to pay all her bills at the time. There was no car note, but the car was wrecked. So that was the next bad decision I made, because I took the money from the insurance and went and bought another vehicle. And that vehicle did last a year and a half. And then she had to move back here home because she wasn't back in school. And the whole purpose of going where she was to go to school. And I was going to continue to pay for an apartment. It just didn't make sense. So she moved back here. Things were going okay. And then 9 months later, someone totaled her car. It wasn't her allowing someone to drive her car this time. She was actually in a car. And, I'm going to have to redo this. She was actually hit by someone very bad. And so the car was totaled. Second car totaled. I'm talking within a year and a half. So I took that insurance money and I went and put it on another car. And each time I've had to add a little more money with these cars because I was no longer paying for notes because the interest rate had gone up to 7 and 8%. And I refused to pay that type of interest rate. So I paid the cars off. And this next car, I made her put it in her name. It was a very nice car, and she let someone else drive it, and they totaled it, and so that car didn't last 2 weeks. Then, so she had her own insurance at that time, and that car was in her name. Once the insurance money came back from that one, I gave her whatever they gave me. And she also had to get a loan for this last car so far. So we are talking 4 cars within 2 years. And now she has a car note. Her car insurance is extremely high from the accidents. And I don't see any motivation to finish school. And that's where I believe I made my mistake. Because there's no motivation there. I don't know how to get her to be motivated. So I'm a little challenged because I'm to blame mainly for the situation, because the car note and the insurance takes up one check of hers, and she only gets paid twice a month. So the question is, how do you pay your phone bill? How do you pay other bills that you are incurring without getting behind the 8 ball? And because I'm more financially aware, I'm way more concerned than she is. And I don't think she gets it. And I'm bothered. Truly bothered. Because I know the things that can happen. So the conversation is, how do you rectify your mistakes as a parent with a young adult child? Even when you've taught them to be financially astute and they choose not to. That's the question.